Don't miss a beat, join the notification squad by clicking that bell. You'll get notified every time I upload a video, and be sure to join our Discord to talk and get help with your code.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Source Code. My name is Alonso and welcome back to a new PGD for the channel. Before we start, I need to say just one thing. I'm not a professional by any means, so I make mistakes. If you guys know how to fix those mistakes, of course you will not be copying the same thing as me. Okay, the second one is this is a tutorial, so it's just to give you an idea on how to do something. It's not for you to copy the whole code from GitHub and paste it into your plugin. No, you need to read the code and make your own. I mean, you should take this just as an idea, a basic idea on how to do your own methods. Okay, so in today's video, as you read in the title, we're gonna be working with LibDisguise, which allows you to disguise as blocks, mobs, and players. So yeah, we're gonna make a command here so you can disguise into whatever you want. To maybe for a banished plugin where players can disguise and no one can recognize them. So let's start. The first things we're gonna be doing is implement methods. We're gonna, for example, implement command executor because it's gonna be a command. Implements method, return true, and I'm gonna send this one to sender, this one to CMD, this one to label, and this one to args. Okay, let's register the command before we forget. Playing get command, I'm gonna call it LibDisguise because my name is Alonso, so I'm gonna use LibDisguise. Set executor and this. Don't forget, you also need to register the command in your plugin YML. In this case, I'm gonna be using LibDisguise, usage LibDisguise, in description command to disguise. And don't forget to add the depend also, LibDisguise in this case. Okay, so let's start working the command. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I need to check if the sender is a player. So if the sender is not a player, I'm gonna return here and I'm gonna send a message saying that, for example, console cannot execute this command. Okay, now that we know it's a player, we can cast it. Player equals sender and cast it. So now we're gonna use two arguments. For example, this will be the command LibDisguise, and this will be the arguments. The first argument can be player, can be mob, and can be block. Okay, and the second argument will be the name of the entity. For example, if it's a block, we're gonna use maybe obsidian. If it's a mob, we can use, for example, creeper, and if it's a player, we can use the name of the player. In my case, for example, Alonso Liaga. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is to check if the args length is lower than 2. Okay, so if it is, we return true and we send a message here, an error message. We can use player now, send message, and we're gonna send the correct use. Okay, usage, maybe LibDisguise, type, and maybe name or entity, whatever we want. So now that we know there are two arguments, we can check if the first argument is equal, in our case, to player. Okay, or if it's equal to something else, or if it's equal to something else this. Okay, the first is player, the second one will be mob, the third one will be block. Okay, so if the first argument is not equal to any of this, we're gonna return again the usage. So we're gonna say, for example, let's remove this line here. Usage type, it could be player, mob, or block. Okay, so now let's start working with the LibDisguise library. So train catch. Okay, so it's a player. We need to get the second argument. In this case, I'm just gonna name it, for example, name, and this will be the second argument, which is args1, and I'm gonna disguise the player right now. So I'm gonna import the disguise API because I know it's already enabled. Disguise tool, there's a lot of methods here to check if a player is disguised, if self disguise, and many methods here. So I'm gonna use disguise tool. The entity I want to disguise, in this case I'm gonna disguise my player, the one executing the command player, and the new disguise. Since we want to disguise as a player, we need to use new player disguise, and we have some methods here. We have a string and a string skin to use. Okay, so we can disguise as a player and use another skin, but in this case I'm gonna use the same skin as the player I want to disguise as. So I'm gonna use name, and I'm gonna set also the self view disguise to false, so I can see myself as original, but other people will see me as the disguised player. Okay, so I'm gonna send also a message here, player send message, and a success message like you disguised as, and the name of the player, which is name. Okay, I'm gonna add here one, this sign here. So okay, we already finished with the player. Now we're going to move with the mob. Okay, so I'm gonna create again this one, entity name args1. Keep in mind that I'm using these names just for teaching purposes, so we don't make mistakes. Okay. Okay, so a string, and we need to get, for example, a mob type. In this case, an entity type. It can be a creeper, it can be an enderman, it can be whatever we want. But we need to check first if the entity name we enter in the command is valid. So we're gonna try and catch something. Try and catch illegal argument exception. So we're gonna try to get the entity type. In this case, the entity type will be equal to entity type value of the args I entered. So if there is an error here, for example, and the name I entered here is not valid, it will throw a legal argument exception and it will run whatever is here. So I'm just gonna use to uppercase because you know that entity types are in uppercase, and I'm gonna now disguise the player. Disguise tool again, player, and we're not gonna use player disguise. We're gonna use, in this case, new mob disguise, and here we are, and here we have also some parameters. I'm gonna be using just the first one. Let's use, for example, disguise type and value of disguise type, get type, and the entity type. And if it's successful, we're gonna send a message to the player, send LibDisguise as, and again let's send the entity type name and some sign here so you can read it better. Okay, but what happens if, for example, the entity type is not valid? Okay, maybe I enter a block, so it would throw an illegal exception, and I'm gonna catch that one here, and for example I'm gonna return through here so the code doesn't continue, and I'm gonna send a message to the player that there was an error, and the error was, for example, maybe that's not a valid entity type, for example. Okay, so the same one here, block. In this case we're gonna use the same one. In this case it will be material name will be equal to args1, and we're gonna try and catch the material. In this case material it's equal material is equal to material get material value of, and the material name. Keep in mind we are using two uppercase here so we don't have any errors, and we're gonna catch again the illegal argument exception, so we can return here true, and we can send a message to the player, send message that's not a valid material. Okay, so we can disguise the player here, disguise API or API, player new. We're not gonna use player disguise or mob disguise, we're gonna use miss disguise, and here we have the possibilities. In this case we're gonna use the fifth one, which is disguise type falling block, and we're gonna use in this case the material ID. I know material ID is deprecated, but this library is actually using it, so we cannot change that. And we're gonna send the message to player, send message you disguise as we can use material name or we can use material name. Okay, so let's add this one here, and the command should be working right now. Something I would recommend you to check is, once you get the material, you can get if material is a solid block, because I mean it's a material is solid, because you cannot disguise, for example, as water or as a stationary water. So if you want to check, for example, material is solid or is transparent or is a block, you can check it. In this case I'm not gonna check it, it's up to you, but you will see it is working. Okay, so don't forget, as I said, to register the command in the plugin YML and to initialize the class we are creating. New CO, and it asked me for an instance, so yep, we're gonna build this one here. Let's build this. It's okay, so we can now copy the plugin into our folder, and we can start the server now. So yeah, let's wait for it. It's starting. Don't forget, you also need protocol library, because LibDisguise actually use protocol library to work. So if protocol library is not installed, you will get an error and plugin will not be enabled. So I have two Minecraft open here. I'm gonna log in. Here, and we're gonna log in with my other account, which is here. So here we are. As you can see, I don't have any skin here because this account is non-premium and this account is premium. So I'm gonna disguise as myself so you can see it. Okay, so I'm gonna here. Whoops. See? So okay, so I'm actually here. Okay, so if I, for example, use the command disguise, just copy this, it sends me the error, the correct usage. So I'm gonna use, in this case, I'm gonna disguise as a player, and I'm gonna disguise as maybe as me, Alonso Liera. So you can see, I'm actually using a chest plate, so I'm gonna remove it, and it updates automatically with my player, with the disguise. So I can jump here, and as you can see, I'm actually the same person. As you can see, I'm actually the same person, so I look exactly the same. Okay, so I can actually disguise as other players. For example, maybe let's use a random player. Okay, maybe use Thunder Wall. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, I disguise as Thunder Wall. So yeah, I can see myself normal as the original one without skin, but if I but the other players can see me. That because of I select an option that says self view disguise as false, so I cannot see myself as disguise. So let's test other thing. For example, let's use a disguise maybe as a block. Okay, I'm gonna disguise as obsidian. So you can see I'm obsidian. I can walk, I can whatever I want. Okay, so as obsidian. And also let's, for example, disguise maybe as other thing, maybe as grass. I'm a grass and no one will know I am here, as you can see. Okay, I know it's weird, but yeah. If I move correctly, well, no one will know I'm here. Yep. Yeah, so we're it's a bit complicated. So yeah. Yeah. So here we are. But if I hit myself, for example, be more das. Yeah. I can receive damage. So yeah. Let's also disguise as maybe as a mob. Okay, let's disguise as a mob. Guys, mob creeper, for example. You don't need to use capital letter, you can use creeper because it's changed internally. Okay, so I'm disguised as creeper, and maybe another thing, wither. As you can see, I'm disguised as wither, or maybe an ender dragon. Yeah, I'm an ender dragon right now, as you can see. Maybe let's disguise as a chicken. And I'm a chicken right now, or maybe a zombie. So yeah, it's working. So I hope you really guys enjoyed the video. As I said, I'm not a professional by any means, so if you know how to do things better, improve the code, because this should be used as a base, not as a final code, please. Okay, something I forgot to add here would be here, self-disguise as false. Don't forget to add that in all, in every disguise. Okay, same here. So you don't have any errors when moving. So yeah, that's all. I hope you really guys enjoyed the video. If you like, please hit the like button, and that's it. If you have any idea, please let me know in the comment section so I can read it and make it. And that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Leave a like if you like the video. And that's all. I hope I see you in the next video. Bye bye.